If you're about to start Looksmaxxing, I am sure glad that you found this channel before you found channels like Clavicular or whoever else is in the Looksmaxxing hemisphere. Because those channels are so dangerous. And the advice I'm gonna give you right now in this video is going to give you 1,000 times ROAS than you going on those channels and you doing dangerous things that I'm gonna discuss in this video. And towards the end, I'm actually going to tell you how you can properly Looksmax, right? Because what you gotta understand, guys, Looksmaxxing, the definition of Looksmaxxing has drastically changed. Looksmaxxing back in the day, whenever it first came out in its infancy, was something that was actually positive. It was go to the gym, do skincare, take care of your hair, take care of your teeth. You know, it was things that were actually helping your life, that were contributing to your life. But just like the red pill, it starts to turn radical and then it starts morphing into this ugly, it starts showing its ugly head. Now, what you gotta understand is that people like Clavicular, they promote that kids do math and you replace the E. They promote that you do bone smashing. Now, let's think about this, right? For the sake of looks, you're going to smash bones in your face to temporarily enhance your cheekbones. That is the dumbest shit I have ever heard in my life. And the thing is too, no, actually I take that back. The dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life is taking math with an E just so you can suppress your appetite. There are appetite suppressants everywhere. He did not take math with an E to suppress his appetite. He took math with an E because he is addicted to math with an E. Let's get that clear. But what you guys gotta understand, guys, is that Looksmaxxing has a long history. It didn't start off with people deciding to smash their face and do all these other things. It actually started off as, people saying go to the gym. Something simple as taking care of your teeth, taking care of your skincare. It started off with these little things. And what you also gotta understand is that when you're going to this drastic side of what clavicular is telling you what to do, right? Clavicular, I don't give a fuck, all right? When you go to that drastic ass side of what he is telling you to do, girls honestly do not like that. It's like the girl who gets too many BBL surgeries, who gets too many boob enhancements. We don't actually like that. At least normal guys, we don't actually like that, right? That's the same thing with this Looksmaxxing shit. And another thing is that if you do too much Looksmaxxing, and you know what? I have no problem with homosexuals. I have no problem with homosexuals. You know what? But what you're actually doing it for is for the validation of other men. So a lot of time these communities have a lot of closeted gay men. Let's just be honest. What you guys gotta understand is that when you go too far onto this side, you're not actually attractive to women. And you need to ask yourself, before you start this Looksmaxxing shit, what am I actually doing this for? Am I doing this for myself? Am I doing this for other men? Or am I doing this for women? Now, if you say you're doing this for women, which I hope the grand majority of guys are doing this for women on this channel, if you are doing this for women, then come join us. You can sit on down. You can have a grand dandy time over here with the Bash crew, right? If you never see me, by the way, my name is Bashthetics. I think I might go back to Bashthetics. That's my full name, right? Don't wear it out. But I make self-improvement videos. I haven't been making too many self-improvement videos. I've been going through metamorphosis. I decided to make another channel. So if y'all want to watch my reactions, go to Bash Reacts. You can find me. Point blank period. Make sure you join the Bash crew. Hit the subscribe button down below. Let's talk about it. What you guys gotta understand is that when you go too far onto that other side, you're opening yourself up to ideas that you never subscribed to. That's the same thing with the red pill. That's why I differentiate myself from red pill. I differentiate myself from Looksmaxxing. I differentiate myself from all these things. Because don't be mistaken, guys. I have a bunch of fucking flaws, right? Like I could tell you about my teeth isn't perfect. My face is slightly misaligned. That jaw surgery that they always talk about? The doctor actually prescribed me that jaw surgery naturally because I just have a misaligned jaw. I don't give a fuck. I have a deviated septum. I can tell you all the flaws that I have. My hairline is kind of fucked up. It's coming back, right? I don't care because, and you know what? That's the exact reason why a lot of women find me attractive. And I'm not even trying to boast or brag and be like, oh yeah, you know, women find me attractive. Yeah, I'm the guy. Because I'm not the most attractive guy ever. I'm not the most successful guy ever. You might be more handsome, more successful than me, but if you're not, I mean, which is probably why you're watching this video, right? Let's just be honest, right? You probably want tips on how to Looksmaxx, or you probably want tips on how to get girls. And I'm gonna actually tell you the real that I wish somebody would have told me when I was younger, when I was first starting this shit. I wish someone would have told me. What you gotta understand, guys, is that women do not care about your looks as much as you think they do. Yes, they want you to look like a man. Another thing about this Looksmaxxing shit is a lot of these guys do not look like men. You guys start wearing makeup and then they start, you know, putting on, like, you know, it's just, you're doing all this stuff. You look effeminate. And most straight women, because you know what? Like I said, nothing's wrong with being gay. I gotta put my disclaimer because people are gonna be like, hey, you talking about gay people. But no, I don't get no problem with gay people, right? I've had gay friends in the past, right? That's another story. But, you know, I have no problem with gay people, right? What I'm saying, though, is that if your goal is to attract straight women, those women are not going to look at you the same if you look effeminate. They're going to look at you and say, okay, you know, they're going to weigh it up, and they're going to see a guy who's actually, you know, who might look like me, or who might even, you know, he might look like you if you follow my advice that I'm going to tell you in a little bit. He might look like you. But too bad, you're too busy taking TRT, you're too busy, you know, doing all this dumb shit that makes you look like a crackhead, that makes your life worse, it's hurting your pockets, it's hurting your health. All these things are negative for your life. And I'm calling it right now. Looksmaxxing is going to have one of the biggest fall-offs ever, right? It's going to have one of the biggest fall-offs ever. And Clavicular, based on what he's saying, he's going to look like Bruce Jenner before the transition, right? Let's just be honest. He's going to look something like that. Because, you know what, if you're getting all these surgeries and you're fucking up your life, and I gotta just say this, I have no problem with the LGBTQ. Don't come out for me, right? Don't come after me. I have no problem with y'all, right? But like I'm saying, right, if you're getting all these surgeries and you're starting to look crazy and you're starting to look like you're not even human, because that's the thing. A lot of people, as humans, I think there was a scientific study that showed this too. And, you know, feel free to link the study if anybody finds it or anybody finds contradicting information. Feel free to comment down below, right? I don't care. But there's a study that showed that a lot of times, if you're too perfect, even women that you find very attractive will not go after you. And you know why? You know, why is that, right? Why do women not want to go after guys who are too perfect? Because it's not human, guys. Women rather go after a guy who is average in every area of their life rather than being, you know, above average in a few areas of your life and then, you know, some areas you lack. But like, I'm talking about the superficial areas, like you have all the money, you have all the looks, you have everything, right? Women won't take you serious. Women will just, you know, they'll look at you and be like, yeah, you look good, but they won't take you serious as a guy that they can have a long-term family with. A guy that they can actually, you know, be cool with, right? And they're gonna look at you as you're superficial. Because you see these polls online, right, of women saying that guys who are unattractive look better than guys who we as men think are attractive. And we're like, how do women think this? How do women think? The reason why I think this shit is because you don't think like a woman. And you don't know, a lot of guys don't know what women want. Here's what women want, right? Because we've been talking, I've been beating this dead horse in, and I'm just going to tell you guys what it is that women are actually looking for, right? Firstly, the physique. Obviously having a good physique, not taking TRT because you need longevity. Here's the thing. You don't need to be the biggest guy in the world. You don't. You just need to have a good amount of above average muscle. Like, I'm talking like, I'm not the biggest guy in the world right now. I'm like 187, 180, 188 maybe. You know, I cut down a little bit on my weight. I'm not the biggest guy ever. But women, they don't want you to be the biggest guy ever, right? And they don't want you to be the most lean guy ever. I'm not lean either. If I can show you right now, I got like baby abs. Like I don't have anything, like the lighting is not too good in here, right? So I'm be looking kind of chunky a little bit, right? And you know what? That's fine. Because a lot of women like this. A lot of women do like this. They don't want you to be this super shredded to a diced out dude. I mean, of course, there's someone who will, but you're going to start attracting this niche kind of woman. And that's a different story, right? But as I am now, like me right now, I attract a good amount of, like, I was literally just in freaking Chipotle, right? And, you know, like, two girls who were sitting down were just looking at me, like, as I walked in, I was like trying not to look at them, you know, because I was honestly just trying to get in and get out. And then I was like getting my food, and then the freaking cashier starts flirting with me. I'm not even the most attractive dude ever, but the fact that I've got my physique in check, the fact that I've bulked up, the fact that I've put on a good amount of muscle, not just in the areas that I think matter, but the areas that actually make me more attractive, like the neck. The neck, if you don't know, if you work out your neck, I'm talking about putting a plate on your neck and doing neck curls, it actually makes your jaw appear sharper, appear stronger. In case a lot of people don't know that. That's how you get a stronger jaw. There's no way of getting this jaw exercise and biting down. That's not going to work, right? It's just not. You're going to have jaw sensitivity. That's what's going to happen. And believe me, I've tried to do it when I was younger. This shit is not new. Like, this shit has been around forever, right? But obviously, right, you know, the neck, the traps, the shoulders, those three muscles are so damn important. The inner chest, not just the outer chest, the inner chest, knowing what workouts to do in order to actually get your body to look the way it's gonna look. And I mean, obviously, in the legs too, right? The glutes, pause, the glutes on a man are super duper important. Pause. Let me say that again. But the glutes on a man are super duper important. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of women compliment my glutes, right? I'll be out and like, hey yo, right? But I'll be out and about. Women be like, oh my God, like your butt looks so good. Like dead ass people. Like I've probably had like in my life like 3 or 4 women come up to me and tell me that. And I've always found it weird, but I'm like, oh, okay, you know, that's one of the muscles that really matter, and your calves, right? Because you're not gonna, all these other things, you're not gonna see in the shirt. And another thing that you gotta know about women is that they prefer you to have a little bit of body fat because it shows health and vitality. Being super diced out, being super lean, that works for like, you know, maybe like really, really young girls who are really, really, you know, like really, really skinny young girls, right? But as you get older, as you get more muscle, like then having a more fat is actually more advantageous. Not having super amounts of fat. I am probably like 15 to 18% body fat. Nothing crazy, right? Having that amount of body fat, that's actually more advantageous for you than you deciding to get super diced out and super lean. And if you actually do the right workouts, if you want me to make a video on the workouts that you can actually do to be attractive, make sure you put that down in the comments below. I will, right? But you don't need to smash your face, do all this other shit. I'm telling you, right? Like if you do the workouts, if you do all this other stuff, just going to the gym alone is going to change your face. It's going to change how much testosterone you have. It's going to change the way people see you. If you do one proper bulk, I promise you, one proper bulk, you will see a change in the way people treat you and how attractive you are. And you won't have to hurt yourself. You won't have to do expensive surgeries, and you won't be insecure. Because I guarantee you, if it comes to, you know, me or a guy like Clavicular, right? I guarantee you, if we were to put Clavicular on the spotlight, I'm sure Clavicular is way, way more insecure than I am. Let's just be honest, right? Like I'm sure he's way, way more insecure because he has to do all these other things, right? For me to come on here and to show you quite literally my flaws, to say I don't give a fuck. I can attract women with or without them, and that's not my life, right? That like I can do other things. I have character, you know. I have all these other, you know. Just if there's anything I want you to take away from this video, work on your physique, work on the way that your body is, because your face is going to follow. 100%, your face will follow if you just work on your physique. If you work on building the right set of muscles. Another one is the tricep. It's gonna make your arm look bigger. It's 2/3 of your arm. Your back, like the upper part of your back. You can work on the right parts and do the right workouts. I promise you, women will like you. Women will come. And you work on your personality. Don't be a shitty guy who all you think about is looks. because looks is only skin deep, right? No one wants to be around a shithead. That goes for men and women. If you like what I had to say, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join the Bash crew, the Bash Aesthetics. We're bringing it back, Bash Aesthetics. Join the Bash Aesthetics crew. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all. Deuce!